all got together, we all look different, don't we? And I'm stating the obvious, but our pigment of our skin, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Who's older? The people with the darker skin, because it's been proven scientifically that by genetics, all the skin color is the adaptation to the solar flares, keeps us alive. That's all it is. It's also the definition of racism, but that's all it is. Would you agree, right? That's the
Yeah,
science.
yeah, I would think so, yeah.
In other words, given enough time, you and me are going to get real dark, brother.
Right.
But we haven't had enough time to evolve. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're the young pigments, to so speak. So if we all started at the same time frame, how come there's people that are extremely dark, like in Australia? The Aboriginal tribe is the oldest known on the planet. And then how come there's a Casper ghost looking motherfucker on the planet like me at the same time frame? Does that make sense to you, evolution wise?
Hmm.
Or does something sound amiss to you? No one's ever presented that one to you.
Yeah, yeah, I've never thought of that.
In other words, and this is being sincere, believe it or not, when I was younger, I actually surfed in Hawaii and quite a few other places outside of the United States, and I actually do tan, believe it or not. And the longer that I keep it, and the longer I stay out in the sun, and the darker the tan gets, it keeps going and going and going with the melatonin or whatever the fuck it is. And then I don't get sunburned. But right now, if I go outside, I'm sunburned. So explain to me, you understand where I'm going with this. In other words, it's impossible to say that there was like a big bang and then these apes showed up and then all the apes developed, because the apes would have had to have a couple billion years in there of genetic difference for that difference in the skin tone. Would you agree? There'd
Yeah.
have to be a large amount of time, whatever that might be, for our genetics to change, because you and I are still white and we've been around for 200 million years.
Right.
So it takes longer, evidently. So my point is that animal is the same thing. It's the same thesis per se. We keep forgetting that we're 200 million years old, and that animal I just showed you is older than 200 million years old. Way
Okay.
older. So Arcella survived, and now we have other animals that survived. How could I prove this? Well, long before, God, I really need my picture set to come up here somehow. Oh, somehow there's a fucking gallery button on here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Let's find it.
I just noticed, I've never seen this up on the top. It says beta's now active, which is really, I don't know what I'm clicking on the right side. New call screen, grid view. God. Well, maybe I can pull up my pictures. Oh, hold on. I can pull up my pictures. Guess what? By the way, there may or may not be some government people that don't like me sharing this kind of data.
Oh, even all the more fun.
And my computer seems to have some glitches during these times. So here, hold on. I got an idea. So did you like that? That was a good start, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. It's going to get better. My apologies here. I sincerely apologize. I assumed, I'm not kidding you, I don't know what the hell I did different last time. I remember I just clicked on the shit and you saw it, if I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember going through any of this hoopla, but that's okay. Can you see my screen right now where it's showing a OneDrive?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's all I give a shit about. Let me see if I'm hoping I put it on here just so you know. Oh,
Yeah,
son
if
of
you
a...
got lots of videos to show, I can even focus in more on that instead of the.
I gave you a link to this so you
Us.
know. And it's okay. I'll give it to you again.
Oh no, I probably did look at it. Was that the name of it?
Uh, I don't know what in the
Because
heck the
I've been
name.
looking at stuff you gave me. I just don't recall the name, the gold mine.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the gold mine is a new file that I added the beginning of this year. So, okay,
I'll
watch.
look again, but I know I looked at a bunch of your stuff that you sent me. I just don't recall that name, even if I
Yeah,
did look at it.
what happened is it's changed a little bit. Okay, here we go. I'm hoping to God if this pulls, can you see the screen right now? The
Yeah,
pictures?
yeah,
You can see jellyfish right now that are blue?
yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, let me go through this. Okay, once again, this is another jellyfish. It's obviously not average. Just so you know, I like marine biology. I never studied it in college. I just surfed a lot and went into caves and saw crawdads and crabs and shit like that. And I used to free dive, but this guy is not natural either. What you'll notice in the middle here is it's different from Arcella. Arcella is using gases. This is, I don't know which one of the two, but I believe this is just a phosphorus chemical effect. Jellyfish on the beach. Oh, here's another one. Can you see this?
Yeah.
That's a real fucking picture, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've watched that on YouTube. Yeah,
That
that's
they
pretty.
claim it's a jellyfish or it's a jellyfish of types.
Yeah, hey, that sure is different than what
Does that look
I've ever
like the
seen.
let me tell you something, my friend. I know what a sailfish looks like. I know what a Portuguese man o' war looks like. Both of those fuckers have bit me. I know what fire coral is. I've seen all kinds of really weird shit in Hawaii. I have never seen anything like this. By the way, this is Mariana Trench, just so you understand. So we're talking about the same thing. This is the deepest part of the ocean where there's no light whatsoever.
Wow.
So this guy is hunting by dropping those tentacles, and literally he's dredging across, praying to catch something that doesn't kill him. Can you
Uh-huh.
believe that? That's how this guy survives. But I can't believe that he doesn't have something more advanced because he'd be too easy to destroy if you look at the size of him. By the way, he was like 15 to 30 feet long in size, just so you know.
Gee, wow.
Okay, so scarabs are all over the pyramids. You like pyramids? Is
Yeah.
that okay to talk about?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now you keep asking me about those colors, right? Of the Arcella, right?
Yeah.
So I'm showing you pictures of a scarab. This is a water-dwelling creature. I forgot what the fuck it is. It's a Chilton Min. But you'll notice the colors on it. The reason that the what is it? It's not a roach. Uh, I thought that was an awesome picture, by the way. I have no idea why. I would never dream of doing this, but I thought that was neat. This is called symbiosis, just so you understand. This is what you do with your kitty. You know, when you sleep with your kitty and he cuddles with you and shit. And believe it or not, it's part of what these alien creatures are doing. There's a reason I'm showing you this. This is a creature from the olden days. There's been a bunch of creatures that they're coming up with that have been discovered that existed in the past that are really, really freaky deaky. Now, you asked me before, what shapes can an Arcella take? Here's a small example. Are you,
Whoa.
yeah, this is a small example. I'm going to show you one that blows my mind. I love jellyfish in case you don't realize that. And octopus. Here's another regular looking octopus. Don't they all look like this?
Oh, I don't know. Do they? That's
No,
crazy. Yeah,
no.
look at that. That looks like a
That
Christmas
guy,
ornament.
he's one of my favorites right here. I forget his name. Is it on here? It is. Medusa is its name, believe it or not.
Wow.
It's a beautiful jellyfish to me, and it actually does glow in the dark with this little lighting effect in the middle. And guess what else has the exact same setup on the inside?
The Arcella.
Yes, you've been paying attention. And look, if this guy were to spin and that was gases, what would happen? It would be able to propel itself with flight. So it looks to me like this dude might be hiding out in the lower depths, may have some more secrets. By the way, this is everyone keeps asking me about Antarctica, Antarctica, and I'm pissed off. You already know my point about UFO sites. I hate the disinformation. I'm not going to be a bummer. This is the bottom of Antarctica, dude. Part of it.
Oh wow.
Remember they told you it was,
All the life.
yeah, you remember they said it was dead. There was nothing there. Nothing could survive. They just showed empty bed shelves of sand and shit.
Oh, they're
Okay.
totally wrong.
Well, they also just found the world's largest, I think, sturgeon population. I forget the fish. It's not the prettiest looking fish, but like every 3 meters, there's one laying eggs, and it was like 15 square miles of fish. How
Oh,
could
wow.
they, how could they miss that in our Antarctica? And they're telling us there's no life. Are you with me?
They're just plain out lying.
There's a reason for all of this, just so you know. You asked me before, I was kind of afraid, but I'll just tell you the truth. I could kind of care less anymore. DARPA is the United States Advanced Military Project. You're aware of them, right?
Kind of. Yeah.
DARPA's the one if you see the stealth fighter and shit like that, people say Area 51. No, it came from this special crew at DARPA or special people at like Boeing, special division, shit like that. They if you go to DARPA, they're the leader in advanced technology and fucking with animals and all. They're the ones who have HARP, the weather control system that they ripped off from Nikolai Tesla.
Okay.
God, it feels good to say that. You're welcome, Mr. Tesla. By the way, if you want to know my location, I'm an hour away from where Nikolai Tesla's laboratory was in Colorado.
Oh, geez.
How's this for a
I like
very
that.
normal looking? This is a sailfish, by the way, and while I love them, they sting like a motherfucker, and they just float in the ocean. And man almighty, let me tell you, you got to have your buddy piss on you or really not a good day, dude. Okay, hold on. It's going to get better. Uh, I'm glad you're laughing. Here, I got some really good stuff here, I'm telling you. Okay, let's build some fucking pyramids. I want to go big. We started out big, let's go bigger. We're going to build the pyramids. You see this acid etching?
Yeah.
Would you agree with me that that could potentially be a high pH because it's etched one of the strongest materials on the planet?
Yeah.
Okay. This is how they built the pyramid. Pretty fucking simple as far as the leverage, okay? And it's utilized till today. In other words, a winch in your on a 4x4 vehicle with reduced gearing accomplishes the same goal as this. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
Here, hold on. If you don't, please. Okay. See these dudes hanging on this side?
Yeah.
They don't look like they're sweating. They look like they're kind of having fun, all grouping up. Now you see the pole is longer on this end to this central point.
Yeah.
That's going to give you all this torque right here. So they don't have to lift that hard when they're pulling down. They're not sweating to death. As you can notice, somebody's actually sitting on their ass over here, helping.
It's just a counterweight.
It's
Or,
a counterweight. Exactly. Exactly.
huh.
So, not very complex, right? This, you ready? I want you to look. I'm not going to try to get you mad. We just smoked a nice bowl, but you should. This is from, I forget the name of the show, but hold on. Expedition Unknown or one of those fuckers, right? Science Channel, channel 668, right here. And what this is they went to interview a native. They gave him one line to speak and then they cut him off. This is what was behind him. It's a pyramid block. It's on a different island. It's not in Egypt. It's in shit. I have it recorded on my deal if you want it. remind me, and I'll get it for you. But it's it's like there's Machu Picchu. It's somewhere in one of those neck of the woods. Here's what's happening. When they mine for gold and for liquid mercury, it's in a rock form, okay? And it has that red pigment that they use to write on the walls. The Indians used this, the natives in the United States, when it was their territory. It's probably in Canada, I'm sure, in caves and stuff. It's all over the planet. Okay. Why? Because they needed to mine that material because the liquid mercury is used for something else. It's utilized to separate the spiritual world. If you interview anyone in Machu Picchu or any of those areas that's a tour guide and ask them how they sleep at night, they'll sleep on a mirror, on a foil, those cheap ass foil blankets, or they'll have liquid mercury with them. And I asked them why, and they said it repels the underworld so that they can have good dreams. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Now, when they mined for that and it rained, what happened to these mines in the ground? They would flood. In the bottom of the mine, they would scoop it out and pour it on top here. And guess what happened? It has an extremely high pH rate. And it turns this, just so you know, this picture, I'm going to show you much better. You getting excited? I'm not trying to warm you up. This picture is the money shot. You see this rounded edge here? The material has softened here, and he needs to apply more here so that it doesn't crack here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But here he has turned it into mud. And you're going to go, how's that possible? Let's take a good look. You would agree these probably are the pyramids, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Hold on. Son of a bitch. I just had the picture too. Okay, hold on. It's in another file. It's here. Man, that was a bummer. Hold on. Is it down here? It is. Okay, I found it. Let's see. You saw this. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Kind of a mixed pot here, but I know the pictures here. Here, have you seen this one?
No.
You want to say hello to my Arcella buddies? By the way, I'm just curious. Do you believe that Arcella is correct? That this could potentially be the flying amoeba theory could potentially be correct? How's that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And by the way, I'm not trying to take credit for it. I'm just saying, okay, well, this is the moon. This is a cave. This is an Arcella. This is an Arcella approaching a cave. This is an Arcella going into a cave. That's the moon.
Yeah. Right on.
This is me talking to Donald Trump. Okay, hold on, hold on. I know it's here. I went kind of backwards here. I had this huge junk file, and believe it or not, I sorted a bunch of it. But I'll go back through this too. So if there's something you see interesting, I apologize. I'm trying to go to the fucking pyramids are supposed to be here. Come on, here it is. Nope. Mm, that was a pyramid. That's not a pyramid. By the way, I got a picture of Japanese technicians at like a Japanese Area 51 trying to figure out how the power source works on a Arcella after they killed it. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. There's a bunch of sorry death pictures in here. They're animals, not aliens, and a bunch of people were pushing them as aliens. I hope I didn't screw my file up. I think it's backwards. Is Okay, pyramids. Okay, if you ever run into an Arcella, you might want to try thinking about getting in this position.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't kidding. If you've seen what they do to cattle, that's all they need for you to understand you're peaceful.
Oh, okay.
I
Right.
was being serious. I know it looked like a joke, but that rock is a real rock.
Oh, yeah. Well, can you show that
It's,
again?
yeah, I'm trying to, gosh darn it, I humbly apologize. I wonder if there's a picture that I'm dying to show you to prove to you how you build the pyramids. Oh, here, I got something better. I can see the name up in the corner. Here we go. Okay, I can't skip this one. That's an amoeba shape, by the way. That's a real amoeba.
Really?
Yeah.
That looks like a
And
witch's hat.
I know it. And just so you understand, it took me months to accept an Arcella. And now if I see some shit like this flying around, and guess what? If you go to the UFO sites and scan through, I have the duplicate to this that's taken in the sky of an Arcella. Okay, so here's a missing pyramid before they kill me. This is Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico, where they're drilling for oil and shit with impunity.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
You've heard of Mexico and tequila?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just not sure
Okay.
the location you're saying where they're drilling.
Oh, this is the Gulf of Mexico. So up here would be the United States, right? And then over here to the side would be Mexico. And then over
Okay.
here would be Florida on this side. This is what you get with like Google Maps and shit. And then this is what you get with what's really down there. Now take a good look at this. If this was how the land was and the water was dropped a long time ago, this is how you enter the kingdom. This would be the kingdom here. This is a fortress wall protecting them. This is beachfront property here. All along these walls are caves dug in, beautiful inscriptions. This is water filled. And here's something that's going to blow your balls off. And this is proven, by the way. I'm trying to match shit up with the time frame that I'm in right now. This fresh water supply is still down there.
Oh,
Like a cenote, if you go to Mexico and you dive in a cenote, you can have salt water and then fresh water, and you can actually take your mask and like go, it's like maybe 3 foot of water and see the difference. One,
okay. Yeah, I've seen videos like that. It's
okay,
pretty amazing.
same thing right here. Picture the top of this horseshoe is salt water. It
Okay.
was it was preserved until some dickheads from an oil company started drilling right in the center of this motherfucker.
Uh,
So let's move on. Hold on. I got to find this pyramid. I apologize. It's bugging me because it has to be here. Okay, I know what these are. I can go through them faster and then I'll go back through. Look, I got a bunch of pictures I know that are really cool here, but I wanted to finish something. That was a really beautiful picture of an Arcella, too.
oh,
Sounds weird. I'm like a fanatic over Arcella. We're going to go back to Arcella. Oh, shit. And there's the picture. Arcella, help me out. Here, I'm going to show you Arcella real quick. How's that for a beautiful shot of her?
oh,
You know the black part that comes right here? It's her grounding out with what's inside of her. We're going to call it plasma because I know you like that word. I'll call it gases because I'm not sure what type of plasma it is. I know it's gases. By the way, you want the answer to that question. All you have to do is look up neon tubes and figure out how to make each color.
oh.
Ta-da!
Hmm.
So if Arcella displays, you can look this up because there's more than enough videos of the colors she displays. But I can guarantee you green. Here, hold on, hold on. I can't remember the colors Arcella shows me. So let me refer to one of my other buddies. What colors of a neon tube would I need to look up? Hmm. I'm enjoying this one. Come on, don't lock up on me, pewter. So I'm thinking the colors that I would be looking up would be green, red, orange, yellow, red, blue, purple, orange. You see them?
Yeah.
Do they look neon to you, brother?
It looks like the full spectrum of colors.
So, Arcella may be a lot wiser with her energy than we think, since she's displaying all colors. Now, what was that doing, do you think?
Maybe trying to communicate.
Yes. I mean, isn't it blatantly obvious? I mean, and I'm not even being a smart ass. By the way, I don't know what these are, but this is a animal on another planet, and it may be an Arcella, believe it or not, that may have perished, unfortunately,
Oh,
and it may be a different animal that's alive. I'll show you some other animals that I think are true. Okay, I got to show. Where the fuck was that? Please. Oh, I see what happened. I rolled around. Okay, hold on. If it. You son of a bitch. I gotta go. Hold on. I got all excited about it, and I forgot to show you the main picture here
well, yeah.
that finished the. It was the pyramids. Oh, hold on. It's alphabetical. Son of a bitch. I just figured that out. Here, don't forget about this guy. That picture mesmerizes me. Here, I got a better one for you. I'm going to one up you. This is what the government's going to get mad at. What are you looking at?
Oh, I'm just responding to a text here quickly. They're
Go
going to
ahead.
bring the dog
Go
by here this afternoon later. But oh, is that what you were asking?
go ahead. Go ahead. What are you looking at?
Oh, just this text here. These guys are going to bring by the dog at 3:30.
No, no, not that. Can you see the picture?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah.
I'm
It
playing a
looks
game.
like
I'm playing a game with you.
it looks like some kind of artwork. Like
It's Jupiter.
what?
I thought you liked Arcellus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. That doesn't look like Jupiter. You know what I would expect Jupiter to look like.
It looks a little more full spectrum, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So the animals that I'm showing you, do they look? Sorry about that. That's Ron Jeremy, by the way. Uh, you know who he is? The porn star.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's like one of the older porn stars. He looks like Santa Claus with
Oh, that's
AIDS.
him.
That's him.
Whoa, crazy.
I saw it. I was looking through the news and I clipped it because I was thinking like Christmas would roll around and I'd call someone Santa Claus.
Oh, crazy.
Okay, so I'll tell you another secret. So here's the pyramids. This is correct. Whoever did this, I'll leave it anonymous. And it shows you if you ever owned an old projector. I actually happen to own one, believe it or not. It's in my closet. It's an early projector that used a 12-volt halogen bulb, and then it uses a convex mirror in the front of it. Okay. And what the convex mirror does is you take a small picture, concentrated, you shoot it through it, and then when it hits the wall, it lights up, and then you have a larger picture, which is what this is representing here. So, the pyramids have a very, very hidden secret. It has a lot of hidden secrets in it. One of the ones in Mexico, by the way, Arcellas live in caves and volcanoes. We've established this one, correct?
Yeah.
So underneath in Mexico, one of the pyramids is right over a volcano. And believe it or not, there's I forget who it is buried there. My apologies to the deities here. But you can actually take a canal from his sarcophagus to the underworld.
Oh,
Do you find that a little bit amazing?
wow. Yeah, that's pretty.
Did they take it pretty serious about Arcellas for some reason?
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense a little bit? Do you think they knew about Arcellas?
Yeah.
Okay. Underneath this pyramid, the way that the lighting is set up, it's a 3D projector of sorts. See if I can find some good shit here. Oh, here we go. We'll finish up the pyramids. So, remember the acid?
Yeah.
We're shaving it into mud, right? So they build this block in here, and when it's still soft from the pH, the acid is really high or low. I believe it's high is acidic or low. Forget which one it is. Good scientist I am. Anyway, what they're doing is you can clearly see here, they're shaving coming across, shaving coming across, shaving. Can you see that effect?
Yeah.
Now, what did he do down here? He built a little girder. What is the girder doing? It's supporting these blocks above it. Whoops, sorry about that. So that they don't crumble down and have this same drooping effect. You see the drooping effect here when they sit on top of each other? See the drooping effect, the imperfections?
Yeah.
That's because they washed it in acid and they're coming across shaving it. And when they seal it here, when they drop it on top of each other, they want this to come out. That means that this seal is paper thin within here.
Hmm.
Ta-da!
Wow.
Anyone else explain it pretty simply like that? And you can clearly see, look, deities, I humbly apologize. I don't want to piss them off. Got to hedge my bet here, brother. This process, you can clearly see this structure of this horseshoe is to support, in other words, the dudes that came in for that day's work, believe it or not, Rob and Charlie, decided to go have a break at this particular moment. And the boss was cool and he left a marker for him because he would have simply shaved it in mud, threw it on the side here, and it would have been recycled. What's down here? A tailings pit. I wonder if that's the tailings from here because they're headed in this direction.
Huh. Wow.
By the way, I think I'm full spectrum gifted, but that's kind of boring stuff to me. Has anyone ever presented that to you like that? Does it make sense?
Oh, yeah, just the way you explained it, it makes sense. Oh, if I was to try and say it myself, like I don't know, but the way you put it there, that sure looks like the way you
Um,
said it.
Inside the gold mine file, I left you, there's a PDF document in there that shows all the magic ingredients to make the mud.
Huh.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, right on. I'll check that out.
Okay, no more Ron Jeremy. Let's go to another file. Or wait a minute, that was interesting. Let me see. I'll show you some stuff that I find interesting. This is kind of interesting. I mentioned this before. This is really weird, but I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory the way it went down, and it's been explained to me differently by my gift, and I'll explain to you what I think. And you can look it up. NASA disclosed that this is where we're over here, right? Earth. Sorry, my mouse. Can you see my mouse? I apologize. It's real small.
Yeah.
My mouse is small. That's why I don't have a girlfriend. Okay, here's this. Here's the sun. Okay, this is where they sent Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 to, the edge of the universe. Remember that?
Oh, okay.
And and they just disclosed that this is made out of, I hate this word by the way, just so, and I apologize, it's overkilled in the UFO community, plasma. It's made out of the same gas composition as the sun. This right here. Do you
Okay.
do you find that interesting?
I don't know the. Yes.
If let me reword it. You haven't had the chance to look it up yet. If you look up that NASA disclosed that this plasma substance is identical to the sun, would you possibly believe my hypothesis that we live within a sun, aka a light sphere? Aliens are kind of pissed off at your bullshit terminology. I think a
That
light
sounds.
I think a light sphere is more appropriate because this gives out light, in my opinion. In other words, solar flares can fuck us up and sunburn us. So obviously, this is pretty stout shit. So the sun and this is made of the same material. So when the Big Bang happened, I wonder if this pressure is different from this pressure. What would that prove? It would prove a multiverse theory, would it not? One, two. Or am I mistaken? Now, I want to throw something else at you. Let's go to Alpha Centauri over here and look back at this. This is all we can see right now, right here. It's the exact equivalent of you and me right here looking at our sun. Does that make a little bit of sense to you? So, and I would urge you to look that up, by the way. Just I I can sit here and look up all this shit, or I can give you a bunch of stuff, and then the stuff you find interesting you can look up. But NASA disclosed that this was made up of a hot plasma. It's like chunks, is how they described it. And if you've ever looked at a picture of the sun close up, where they show it looks like molten rivers connected together, like
Yeah.
like chunks. It looks like icebergs, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Now, I got another question for you. The sun can melt anything, supposedly, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
Okay, that's what they've been telling us, right? How come there's fucking video all over the place and NASA's advertising that they're doing flybys of the sun in this pattern right here? They're swooping by just like those larger Arcellas I showed you that swoop by them too. Have you noticed that? How come they're not burning up, my friend?
Yeah, what are they using for a shield or what? I don't know. Maybe it's not as hot as they say.
It's not as hot as they say. Plasma can kill you like a lightning strike, a human, correct? But some humans can get struck in the head and just go back to work the next fucking day, correct? I, I
Some,
mean,
yeah.
I
Some,
mean, it's a terrible example to use, but it's true, right? And lightning is connected with plasma, obviously. This is really interesting here. This is the gods. Nikolai Tesla, you know who I'm talking about with Tesla. I'm a big Tesla fan, right?
yeah.
This is Nikolai Tesla's invention right here, just so you understand. The reason he never wanted money for his inventions was because he got it the same way I did from another plane. If some if you get this from somewhere else for free, it's kind of hard to like want to fuck somebody over for money. I don't know how to explain that, but anyway, this is Nikolai Tesla's. If you notice, it's in a different format, and if you'll notice, this is not human, and it does have a tail, and this is a large thigh with a skinny foot, and the foot extends this way. The arm comes out skinny. It has a very weird head that's alien. This was taken from inside of the pyramids, so you know. This is authentic.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
This isn't, there is some of this that's public, but it keeps getting washed out of there every time we upload. So here you go. So what's happening in the picture? You can clearly see Arcella. This may not make sense to you. It may or may not. I apologize. One of Arcella's forms looks like this, so you know. This is half of it right here. It's cut off. But Arcella, this, and what powers this and the United States UFOs is plasma, if you want to call it that, or a way to contain the gases, just like a neon tube. In other words, if you make a neon tube and you get the right gas mixture, evidently you can power an Arcella, a UFO, or the planet. So I figured we'd show you this picture. This was dedicated, by the way, from 20 scientists that thought it was appropriate. This was dedicated from me. This is what I think of Americans. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, you'll like it. Hold on. Can you hear it? There's no audio.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Well, they're about to have their first kiss.
Oh, isn't that
The camera.
scary?
The problem, okay, this is just my favorite animals. Jellyfish can kind of sort of live forever as their cycle, which I've always found fascinating. Let's see. I skipped over a few. I apologize. This is my favorite picture in the world. Just is. I can't get enough of it. It's in multiple places. It's on the pyramid walls in Egypt. It's on all the pyramids, just so you know. It's depicted different because this is an illustration. People have to understand when you look at this, it's not everything is as it seems, to so speak. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's explain it. This is the sun. This is the god Ra. This is data coming down. This clearly depicts different forms of data coming down. Up here are the beginning lessons of the esoteric planes, the entry gate to the entry of, kind of weird how to word this one, but shaman, still don't even know how to pronounce that. And I've been interviewed by them and spoken with them, but they meditate to find data, to find answers, and do it at a slow rate. This is telling you to do it with children, and within 3 to 4 years, they'll have all the knowledge of the world.
Hmm.
Past, past, present, and future, by the way. So I find that interesting. We thought these were Arcellas, by the way. We were trying to find a dead Arcella, if you can believe that. Not to be morbid, but to find proof on the planet. You know what I mean? In other words, one that's not moving, that hopefully died naturally. Here's one in Antarctica. You wanted to know why Antarctica is so beautiful and special? This one made a heart for you. By the way, I'm going to ask you a silly question. You know what they can do to cattle, right? You've seen it clearly.
Yeah.
How come they're not fucking humans up?
Well, because they're not hanging out as much out in the fields. I don't
Mm,
know.
well, come on, I've been out in fields having sex. I can guarantee you in my teenage years I did that in the back of a pickup truck. He had plenty of opportunity. My pants were down to easy access, baby. Never got me. Why?
Yeah.
Because because they're friendly. They understand what humans are. Remember the Foo Fighters?
Oh, okay.
They watch war. If look, if humans in 200 million years fucked up the planet and we're constantly doing war with each other, right?
Yeah.
What happened before that? It was all peaceful. So they kind of probably don't want to have anything to do with us because, quite frankly, it took them a long ways to get here, and they probably had a lot of predators and things that they had to look out from. This is the spider crab of Mars, which happens to be an Arcella. This is the deepest freshwater lake in the planet Earth, and it happens to be in Russia. And Vladimir Putin poisoned it by putting contaminants in from a paper factory. Oops, sorry about that, Mr. Putin. Fuck you. I'm Ukrainian and Russian. I'm Ukrainian and Irish, by the way. So I'm not real happy with what's going on in my homeland.
The guy's
And
an idiot.
you know, who in the fuck would have predicted this? I mean, a KGB agent, I kind of understand is demented, but not this far. But anyway, this is this is just so you know. This is going to be a tough one for me to say. This is home to Arcellus underneath
Oh.
a very large cavernous cave system that's been keeping them alive for a very long time, long before us, in my opinion, due to the age of the caves. You know how they keep showing you, or at least I've shown a couple, dragon symbols and other shit when you enter a cave?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of like a welcome mat, except They don't really want people coming in
Oh, okay.
in case they're busy. This is going to sound weird on this hypothesis, but it's really not a hypothesis. This is a planet being born, or I forget which it is, but I just wanted to show you it's not just Arcellas, there's deities involved. And this is a deity either eating up a planet or building one. And I wanted to show you the beautiful colors inside. And if NASA would ever show the truth of these pictures, you'll notice that they're full spectrum. It's not just this color. By the way, God gave away everything you needed to know. Let me see if I can find here. What is this? I forget what the fuck this is, but you see all the colors of the rainbow?
Yeah.
You know that stupid ass beetle that's all over the pyramids? You know
Oh,
that you know what I'm talking about? The scarab, that famous one?
yeah.
You know, he's got colors that look kind of like this. Colors kind of like this. Have you seen this fish? The barrelfish?
Yeah.
Mariana Trench?
Yeah. Look
That
at that.
that's normal, right? Okay. Watch this. I'm going to end something once and for all. This was taken by the International Space Station. You know, they have all kinds of shit flying by it. It's clearly an Arcella. This is, you can see how she shorts out the plasma within her. She's trying to regenerate cells. She's compressed the oxygen out of her body. She's no longer in float mode. She's hauling ass. And this was taken, there's a video of this. And man, if I had a one of those 24-inch printers, I'd print a poster of it. But there's a bigger picture of this I have that's a better resolution. But this same picture is the Dyatlov Pass incident that is, I forget, what is it, 50 years old now, something like that. And it's Arcella with that same band there. The reason for the band is she's stressed out. She's not happy.
Hmm.
But but wait a minute. You ready to get your mind blown?
Yeah.
You need to take a closer look at my dragons, my friends. You want to see a real dragon?
Uh-huh.
You don't see it yet, do you?
Well, is that the tail there on the right?
This is an eye. This is a mouth. These are teeth you do not want to fuck with. This is the head. This is the other head. You can clearly see the snout, the eye, the bottom, the chin of him, depicted clearly as seen in all Asia. Would you agree? The shorter legs, the long body. I know it doesn't make sense, but right here, you're looking at a double-headed dragon
Huh.
connect, connected to an Arcella.
What? So what does that mean?
That is a problem. This is what I didn't want to talk about before, but not just understand. I really don't want the UFO community to go traipsing on this, but they're more than welcome to now. What happened is those you understand. I have to apologize. I almost called those kids stupid. Let me retract that. Those kids died a horrible death. The kid, you're familiar with the Dyatlov Pass incident, correct?
Yeah, very vaguely, but yeah, I know it's a pretty.
Yeah. Hikers went missing and they ended up finding frozen bodies. The government lied, Putin lied, and this is what showed up. This was on the missing camera roll, by the way, just so you know where the location of this is. And the website's real hard to remember, dyatlovpass.com. And it's the missing camera roll that they said was fraudulent. It's not fraudulent. It shows pictures of an Arcella. This is, hope they're cool with me showing this. Oh, well. Here's what's under some of the pyramids. You want to see how that canal works? Oops.
Oh,
Sorry. Sorry about that. Uh, I really fucking hate spiders, just so you know.
oh,
This is the reason that I'm looking at the Arabic alphabet for Kazaa is I was going after the earliest religion, the earliest languages, because my grandpa gave me this little code when I was younger, and it matched some other codes. Let's see, let's go back there for a second. And if you want to track, if you're like really looking to figure out UFOs, the meaning of life, who's God, all that type of stuff, there's really only one way to do it is to go back in time. In other words, the earliest men, what did they know? Where did they get it from? And what I came to find out, oh, this is cool. This is where Arcilla comes into our planet, just so you understand. This circular area here that everyone's got the audacity to call the Bermuda Triangle. It's just an entry point when there's storms coming through. You know how there's that pressure up here where it's kind of hard to blow through sometimes, where the International Space Station's located and that D layer.
Oh,
What
okay.
they do is they wait for a storm and they pop on through, and then they can come through and they can join their buddies and become a actual storm and bring weather, or they can fly around. Believe it or not, there's I don't know if it's one type of Arcella or two types. I kind of don't really want to argue with God, but I believe it's two types. I believe there's the ones that we see that kill the cattle, and I believe that the storms are a second one. I actually called this guy's mom. Dedicate this episode to him. How's that? He was killed by Russians.
Oh,
He found the secret of Lake Baikal. You know where they have those dragon pictures on the entrance to the caves.
oh,
He
okay.
made entry. He made entry,
Oh,
and he studied it, and he took other hikers there. So they took him and they beat him and they killed him. This is the bottom of Antarctica, also, by the way.
hmm.
That's what humans do.
Oh
By
yeah.
the way, if an alien exists, let's just hypothesize there's a symbiotic spaceship that shows up, right? And they come into our airspace, my airspace, your airspace, doesn't matter. They get met with probably an F-35. It's probably got some kind of bombs on it or missiles. It's got to be capable of shooting down a Boeing 747, I imagine, right? And then the aliens, if they got past that, would see shit like this, where the oldest forms of life. By the way, this is the middle of that beautiful picture where I showed you that pyramid that no one's found yet at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico. This is the top of the Gulf of Mexico. So they thought this was a power plant. It's a 3D movie theater, dickhead. Take a good look. Do you see portals where the sun can come through?
Yeah.
What did they coat the walls with? The most polished limestone known on the planet, right?
Yeah.
What does limestone do when you add it with that refractor? Projects the image from outside, reversed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So all you have to do is flip it. So in other words, you come down, you make a turn, and you flip it. This is inaccurate, just so you know. The other one that I have is much more accurate. But what happened was with one sunlight coming through, they could create three different uh, reflections of the exact same image and change the way that the image looks, shoot them back towards the middle, and guess what you've invented? A hologram.
Hmm.
Does that make sense, by the way? Are you into electronics that much?
Oh no. No, but
In other words, watch. Here's the problem with making a hologram. Elon Musk, suck it. The problem with making a hologram is when you shoot light, you can't stop it. Does that make sense? In other words, like take the laser pointer that you chase your kitty with, right? You can't stop it unless you put it on your hand. Now you have the distance, right? If you can control that distance, now you can make a hologram. So what they did was they bounced it off of three or four walls. I'm going to say 3. This, by the way, was all over UFO places, stating it's uh, a alien. It's a fucking animal that's related to the monkeys. It's peaceful as fuck. And this is the water reservoir in South America that these dickheads dumped all their contaminants from a cocaine manufacturing plant.
Huh.
And the natives asked me what to do, so I told them to light them on fire. It was the same answer for doing what you do to a pedophile, in my opinion. Can I make this bigger? This one won't let me get bigger. So, oh, shoot. That was the International Space Station with a, what do you call it? Amoeba on it, a Arcella, believe it or not. This is Cinnabar. This is what the Egyptians and the South Americans, all of them were mining for. Does that look a little different than what they've portrayed it to look like? It's quite beautiful.
Uh-huh.
This is what makes, just to clarify, liquid mercury and the red pigment painted on all the walls in the Egyptian pyramids, in Asia, in all the tombs and all the burial areas come from this.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was really interesting. I'm into science. I appreciate, I don't know how to word it, but I think that's a neat looking, I thought it might have looked like mud or some shit. All right, let's go big. You want to go big?
Yeah.
Okay. How about if I compare, I don't want to do that. Voyernick manuscript. Let's see what we got. Are you into manuscripts? You'll like this. Let's see if this is the one I'm looking for. Yep. Stop me if you've seen this before. Have
Yeah.
you seen this?
No.
Okay. This was done. Let me see if this is the correct one. I got to scroll down a little bit. Sorry. Froze my OneDrive.
Hmm.
Hold on. Okay. All right. So this guy, it looks like he's, hold on, there's a second copy. This, by the way, you should download before it disappears.
What?
I've got quite a collection of codexes. Some of them are available, some of them aren't. Let's see. Some government fuckheads manipulated my PDF, so I took their copy. Yep. Hey. Freedom of Information Act. Na, 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 na. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of freedom. Oh man. All right, hold on. Son of a gun. All right. Bear with me. My apologies. Codexes. All right, here. Hold on. I got something that's real hot. You'll like this. So, you ever hear of Coral Castle? This is in Florida.
No.
Okay. It's like Disneyland. So this guy with a fourth grade education from Europe, somewhere near, I believe it's Romania, I tracked him back to his childhood. Poor upbringing. The country had a little bit of wealth with some castles and stuff. He wasn't a part of that. Dad was a hard worker. He moved to New York, didn't like it, moved to Oregon, right next to, every time, just so you know, there's a water inlet, like where the Ukraine is right now on the bottom, where Oregon is coming in, there's a water inlet. In South America, where that, I know you've read about the Para incident, there's that water inlet, right?
Okay.
That's where you train. That's where you train with Arcellas to get the data. This guy trained with them. And what he did was what I just showed you. Using that acid wash, he did it really hot of a formula, if that makes sense. You can clearly see here where when he made the joints, it wasn't doing that leaping coming through as much. But what he did, just so you know, the pyramids have been duplicated, my friend. You never seen this? Cool shit, huh?
No, yeah.
And by the way, he did this all by himself in his backyard.
Hmm. Oh, look at that.
Is that, and just for size comparison, that's a baby stroller down here and a human being with a hat. That's not bad for one person. And you'll notice there's stairs on the side with people walking up and down. But hold on. He wanted to do it hot for a reason. He bent furniture. Let's see. See how he bent the rocks?
Jeez,
And
eh?
are you starting to believe my pH theory a little bit more?
Oh, yeah.
Now hold on, you want me to prove my pH theory? It's
Yeah.
in the picture. You see the white here? He acid washed it literally. Here, it's just on the edges where he shaved it, where the mud and the moisture was penetrating. Clearly here, this orange and how the color degrades as it comes down. The acidic is dripping. He can control it up here as he's wiping it off, to so speak. And by the way, literally with a piece of cardboard and a rag, you can wipe this, just so you understand.
Huh. Geez,
We,
landscaping companies would love that.
I mean, is that not the? I was trying to think of the practicality, but what he did was he made Coral Park, he calls it, and it was a place to get people together, everybody, to whether you like the pyramids or not. And this, by the way, when the sun goes down, it sits right in here, and you can also capture the moon over here.
Oh, nice.
So, who taught him? Who sits in the middle? Probably Ra. Quite a beautiful establishment. I thought you might enjoy that. Um, they don't talk about this, that the pyramids were solved
Huh, yeah, I know.
by us. All right, let's get into, hold on. Let's see if there's any other. I had some other Mariana Trench pictures here, some other animals. That's the false advertising. By the way, this is what this beautiful animal looks like when you don't bathe them in fucking cocaine cleaning chemicals.
Oh, shit.
By the way, you can walk up to them just like you can. It's a sloth. It moves very slowly. And even though these little talons here are quite sharp, all he wants to do is hold on to you like my kitty cat. You can clearly see how the legs are, and they're friendly with humans. You can hold them.
Hmm.
It's not a aggressive, it's one of the most docile animals on the planet. When I heard that, I started doing a little bit of volunteer work. Okay, Grand Canyon, I really don't like looking at, but let's take a look. I'll show you what I'm seeing. So here's some of the oldest caves in the United States. I don't know if you've seen this.
No.
You see the castle in the middle here?
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Take a look at how the sun's hitting over here on the side. Do you see something?
Well,
That
what is that? It looks like a dragon.
you're catching on, my friend. Who's protecting the natives?
Huh.
A, a dragon. Do you see the city here underneath it?
Geez. Yeah.
Is that not a beautiful picture?
Wow. Look at the scale of that, the size of that.
I mean, it just, and you have to hit it at the right time. I don't want to show you, but there's something else over here as well. He's got a brother. Okay. Same thing. I think that's so beautiful. It's a shame a lot of people trespass and do damage here, just so you know. And it should be sacred land, and the natives should be in control of 100% of it.
Right.
I,
Yeah.
I I don't know what is and what isn't. I do know here in Colorado that they have something that looks similar to this in a mountain, and a bunch of people went out there to preserve it so that it wasn't being damaged further. And they do tours, but they only have you like in a safe area so you're not fucking it up. Look at this. Is this not beautiful?
Oh yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question. When you look at these Mars pictures and all these other planets, and you're looking for like I think his name's Scott from UFO Sightings Daily tells you, yeah, look, there's street lights and a telephone pole and shit like that. Do you think he's right, or do you think I'm right when I say it's going to look like this? This
Oh.
is what an advanced society with technology can take all their technology inside of this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, that dragon picture, let's go back for a second because it's, whoops, sorry. It's so beautiful. I could wake up to this every morning, brother. Matter of fact, I could die here in peace. Is that not beautiful?
Oh yeah.
So, and if they had an enemy come by, is this not camouflaged within the mountain? If
Yeah.
you if you look from an airplane, I'll tell you right now, this right here, this entire structure will look like this from the air, like this rock.
Hmm.
It was strategized that way. It's quite beautiful. So, what do we got here? Want to start getting real?
Yeah.
This is a warning to stay out of the caves. These are the people who are protecting them, the deities, the early people at that time that were given the knowledge that they had, aka their religion, warned you by saying that this is what will happen to you. See the dead bones here? It's kind of specific, don't you think?
Hmm.
Quite beautiful how this is. It's weird to think that uh, what do you call it? The deepest part of the ocean is the complete reverse of this, filled with water. By the way, I wonder if that is fresh water or saline water. Did the government ever disclose that? Ah, fuck them. It's fresh water. Secret's out. Our, so Arcella doesn't like salt water. I told you that, right?
Yeah.
Because we have that schematic.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so you see this canyon? If this canyon is at the bottom of the ocean, and we can pretend that this is the Mariana Trench dried up right now, could Arcella swoop through here quite effectively at a fast range and be quite effective in keeping herself safe from humans?
And then come rest in the bottom in the fresh water.
Sure. By the way, in the bottom, there would be caves down here for her to sleep in and lay down in. There would be areas where they could congregate. It wouldn't be as rough as this, don't forget. It would most likely have sand and stuff for her to be soft for her body, plus entrances to caves at the bottom of it, making a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
This is a really badass picture. I think, by the way, this is the one here. I don't want to misquote it. This could be the one in Colorado. Pretty beautiful, huh?
Yeah. Look at that.
Look at the ceiling.
Jeez, eh?
Now, they worship the sun and the moon. You already know that, right? And then they polished limestone to duplicate mirrored projections somewhere. I wonder where they put their movie projector screen.
Hmm.
But by the way, this soot is from humans after this population, just for clarification. There was no soot on the ceiling prior.
Oh,
Uh, this looks like the Grand Canyon, but it's actually in Europe. Did you know that?
no.
Kazakhstan. I was searching for the origins of mankind. Look at how beautiful this is. And you want to know why it's so beautiful to me? It's
Right.
the closest you and I can get to our cellas. That's their home. If you and I could dive to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, we could say hello, right?
Okay.
Can you walk out here? You could touch where they lived, where they roamed. This used to have water in it.
Oh.
This used to be their home prior to humans. That's why I think it's beautiful. They left it real beautiful. There's another. I'm into this native stuff now. Am I boring you yet? Or are we doing
No.
okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's get into. I really wanted some of these documents to come up, but let me see. Here's a couple of favorite pyramid pics. Okay, here's the complete picture of Arcella. This is representing that she's excited because of this, because as you know, when you turn on Nikola Tesla's coil, it'll recharge your cell phone. Oops, I probably wasn't supposed to say that, was I? So, Arcella's excited. The UFO is powered. The deities have taught us how to do this. And this is clearly binary fission over here, or multiple fission, one of the two, represented by this. I don't know what this other stuff is here, nor do I know what this is. And by the way, this picture I've run by 20 scientists. We don't know what this is. It's not human. It appears to us to be some type of a tortoise-like shell on the back. And just so you remember there's like a bunch of animals that, like Arcella, for example, we're not familiar with, and a lot of them that went extinct, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Here, hold on. This is a representation of what you don't want to run into. This is worse than what happened in the Dyatlov Pass incident because that was a two-headed snake. This one has more. This was in Siberia in the cave where that kid was killed. I spoke with the mom, told her what happened, unfortunately. You don't want to be gifted. It sucks balls. This is Mexico, and this is India. How the fuck do they have the same picture? Do you agree or disagree? First off, that's the same picture.
Oh yeah, I see the similarities. Seven
I
heads.
mean, I mean, different people from different cultures would have had different artistry styles in drawings, but I want to let you in on another secret. Say hello to Arcella. You see Arcella here?
Oh, look at that.
Arcella's always with the deities for some reason because the ground is sacred. And if you figure out where cattle mutilations are occurring and go back in time, you're going to find these markings in the area, something similar, a dragon. And then guess what? You're going to piss this dude off, Ra. And then he's going to send down. It's not a regular Arcella, so you understand. It's something different. It's a deity, I believe, comes down when humans are involved, pardon me, not animals. So, Ra again, Ra is activated. This right here, we figured out, represents that this is a clock, believe it or not. This data transmission for the shaman is not on year round. There's a solstice time where it goes off prior to November, and that's what this little block meant, believe it or not. There's a better picture of this, but I like this one. By the way, she's not Egyptian. She's Nubian. She's the Nubian goddess. Remember the Nubian pyramids are right next door?
Mm.
Commonly referred to as the Sudanese pyramids. They're very small. Well, they were buddies. That's what this is showing as a union between the people. So it's not just an Egyptian pyramid. I love this picture. You're never going to believe me this is real, but you remember you
It's
remember the you remember the para incident?
the parented is at the.
S-
Oh,
Uh,
excuse me. Is that the
South
along
America,
the?
South America, where they had all those pictures of the UFOs coming out of the water. They tracked them.
Yeah.
This was found. in the same location. Now, this is blowing wind, right? Do you see it?
Yeah.
He is blowing wind over here. Do they look like they're touching any buttons?
Yeah. Well, the one guy on the left, or on the right there,
Or
looks.
yeah, this could be him leaning on something. But do you see, does it look like they're on a keyboard or does it look like they're blowing air?
Oh, yeah. It looks like they're blowing air.
Okay. This is a deity in the middle that they are controlling. See him in here?
Yeah.
You'll see the picture, the three holes. If you look at the pictures of the dragon pyramid in Mexico, you'll see the exact same shape. It's synthetic by aliens. This is going to sound freaky deaky, but when my cat approaches me or I approach him and he's like asleep and I scare him and I breathe on him, is he cool with me? Yes. Is it a form of communication? Yes. Is this real? Yes. If you're looking to push buttons on a UFO, you're not going to have any buttons. Kind of making a little bit of sense?
Huh.
Now, representative on the top of this is the technology of that plasma floating on the top of this. This is a podium that keeps them stable, and it's rising kind of like a bubble, if that makes sense. This is their transportation device that, forget the guy's name, bear with me. In Las Vegas, he makes the expandable International Space Station deal. He got dropped by him and got buried by him. But
Oh, did he? Bigelow?
yeah, Bigelow. Thank you. That's what Bigelow was after. That's what Bigelow got. By the
Oh,
way, you want to know what Bigelow was paid to do? He got that over 20 million that everyone was talking about, or whatever it was.
oh, the,
Catching Arcella.
oh, okay.
Now, this.
Alive or dead?
What's that?
Either, probably. Alive
Um,
or dead.
Well, the reason is DARPA needed to understand the propulsion system to get to a scientist to build that UFO.
Hmm.
They used sonar. Sonar was invented by God, just so you know, not us. Whales used it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and I'm being dead serious.
Right, yeah.
We can take credit, we made it in an electronic fashion, but whales have been doing it a lot longer than we have. And quite
Yeah.
frankly, the first electronics, if I'm not mistaken, are just as crude as what a whale does. It puts out, a whale's probably better at it.
Oh,
Okay,
I agree. Yeah.
so here's the God of Ra giving us the data, right? They're receiving it. It's teaching them all the different esoteric planes. This is basically an introduction. I'll try to find, I've got much more favorite pictures. Hey, you remember the Nikolai Tesla coil
Yeah.
that I showed you earlier where it was capped?
Yeah.
Does this look uncapped?
Yeah.
Does it look like it's safe? This is a man. This is a man. This is obviously a deity and a deity. They're touching it like a lightning bolt, just like Nikolai Tesla did. Look familiar?
Yeah. Well,
Who
I can
gave
see him touching it. Yeah.
I mean, would you agree that they're touching it? It certainly looks like an index finger here and here from each side of the hand, clearly depicted 50-50.
Yeah.
By the way, if you spin this picture, this half is the other half of this. It's the back side of it. Does that make any sense? Let's take this picture, put it in Photoshop, make it opaque and clear, light up the edges around here, and spin this picture. You'd be surprised at what you get. This is the door to nowhere. Can you see it? Or here,
Oh, yeah. There we go.
That's a fucking door. And by the way, there's a walkway like this all the way around. Comes out over here.
Oh,
I hope I have other pictures. I'll have to look, but look at the door that's cut in it. I think a deity was pissed off and decided to take a break. By the way, this is going to sound weird. Um, According to my guesstimate on a multiverse theory and what the natives are saying, this is their plane, spiritual plane. In other words, that's a house. To us, it's a rock. On their spiritual plane, this could look much different and decorated.
hmm.
So here we go again with the heads. I just wanted to show you that not only was it in 3 countries, but it's all over the planet.
You know, that kind of looks like the Jewish
I was going to say that. And isn't that
seven.
interesting? It really is odd. I don't know what to make of that, but when you look over here, this makes it look like a flower made out of letters, but this clearly is roots down here. And the candle is symbolic in Jewish religion of days. And here you have more than one person, supposedly, that's a deity. So I don't know. I think it's interesting, though. One of my favorite pictures now, you're not going to believe me, but this might be a tooth that somebody carved this into. Do you notice that the alien is blowing once again in his hand and the ball is being transferred?
Oh, yeah.
Potentially?
Yeah.
Would you potentially agree with me on that?
Potentially, yeah. I see his mouth open. I
Potentially.
don't see like the breath waves on the
Yeah.
other picture, but
But here, would you agree he's holding his hand out? He's holding his hand out. There's something in between potentially being transferred somehow.
yeah.
Okay. So if aliens don't talk, how are you going to talk to him, bub? You going to blow on him? He might pull his pants. He might pull his pants down, dude. Then what do you do? What do you think of this? Same thing.
Yeah, look at that, eh?
How about this?
Huh, look at that. Yeah, like those, that looks like around his ears there, the circles with the holes. That looks like
Indicative of an
familiar.
Arcella? You always notice the power source is spinning of plasma, right? It's always appreciated and taught by the aliens everywhere. By the way, this was dug out of Mexico, real deal. This, believe it or not, I believe is the depiction of what showed up at the Dyatlov Pass incident. Remember the double-headed dragon? See how
Oh,
we have the curves on the end here? There was something else there, believe it or not, and that might be what this is depicting, just so you know. We
hmm.
thought that these pictures were really, really interesting. We're kind of tired of people saying the way that people are depicting aliens kind of doesn't really make sense. Let's put it that way. Because if they're older than us, we're theoretically the aliens by definition. Make sense?
Yeah.
So right off the shoot, whoever started this ain't doing too hot. Let me see if I can get. You like what I got on the screen?
And, hmm, interesting.
They. Let me see. Hold on. It said open it up with Google Docs. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I got 4 options to open these. Okay, let's see. Ah, fuck you, cookies. Okay, come on.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
I'll just go for a quick whiz again. If
Oh,
that,
go ahead. Go ahead. Of course.
yeah, just like two shakes. Okay, here I am.
Oh, I'm praying this pulls up. If this doesn't pull up, just so you know, it's on the file. I think, oh, have you seen this?
No.
Oh, you're going to love this. Please pull up. I'm hoping it's just slow. This was deemed fraudulent, and now they are going back and they are looking at a lot of these people, trying to figure out if they were talented or not, if this is legitimate. And oh, don't stop there. It's like a good teaser. Oh, good. Okay. The language in this one they believe is fake, but what they found interesting was just how the pyramids have all the numbers, all the angles. It's like
Yeah.
impossible. Okay. These people are doing the same thing with pictures, such as this crazy shit right here, which doesn't make sense, but it does. It's the same beginning. This right here is his codex. This teaches you how to learn the codex. And whenever you see 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 2, pause 3. So his algorithm is binary 0, 1, 2, 0, 3. That's how you break this code. But here's what's interesting. Look crazy?
Hmm.
They're finding stuff like this exists in bacteria. They're finding that this is the way tree growth is. They're finding that this is more advanced than we're capable of today. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There, you remember that barrel fish?
Yeah.
The picture of him's in here.
Huh.
You you remember the other dude that I have no idea what his name is? That's in here. Have you seen any of these fruit recently?
No.
How about this one?
Oh yeah.
This
Look
is
at
some
that.
hot stuff. Now, wait a minute. We're finding some of this. Would you like to know where?
Mariana's Trench.
Uh,
Down.
that's one place. Very good. Very good. Some of this represents um,
Oh, under the
biological
microscope too.
life. Correct. What he did was he didn't scale anything. He put it all the same size. So you have to code it. That's his
Oh, okay.
codex. So in other words, this could be representative. The one in the middle could be microscopic. This could be an actual plant that's 3 foot tall. And this could be something that's underwater. He never specified, or
Oh,
did he? There's a code. No one's ever cracked it. But right here, you can clearly see DNA, 2 strands, correct, but not
yeah.
intertwined. So very interesting stuff here, but I want to get down. Hold on. And by the way, these are illustrations. When you see scissors, the illustration is that this is a very sharp plant. Remember, they're doing this delusional thought process. Now, check this out. We went to a new category or a new chapter, right? You remember my code? It's changed to 22001. You see it?
Yeah.
That's just this code. This code, by the way, is based off of coming across, going down vertically, and then it flips sideways, and then you have these layers. That's how you break the code. It's a pretty tough one. But watch this. This is interesting. Out of these 4 pictures, one of them exists. Actually, 2. Hydroponics. Hydroponics.
Hmm.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah. Yeah.
This clearly shows roots, right? And a flower. Now, where in the fuck are these?
Huh.
Do, do you see any roots?
Nope. Another planet? No.
That would actually be my first guess. As
That's
weird
what you
as it
would think,
sounds, there
the
are
common person, but yeah, maybe it's somewhere here on Earth, right?
Antarctica is where you're going to come to find some of these plants, and then you're going to come to find them in that water source that's at the base of uh, the Gulf of Mexico, as odd as that sounds. Now,
Okay.
so this guy changes his code again, deviant motherfucker, and now we have bananas that have nutrition within them. And you're going to say, what in the heck is that? We can actually genetically modify a banana to have all the nutrition that a human needs within it. Would you agree potentially that could be an illustration of that?
Oh yeah, sure,
That
potentially.
that
Yeah.
in other words, that this banana isn't what it appears, that something's changed within it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when they went through this, there's way more than one of these. So just so you know, I want to show you my favorite one. I think it's this one right here for your neck. It shows the barrelfish, but it shows um, this. If oh, this is another one. Okay. So throughout time, a few people go crazy. This is underneath a microscope. When this guy drew this up, it was impossible for him to see this. And it turned out to be a common cold.
Huh.
This was, you remember we were talking about gear reduction? It's a gear reduction to a giant, here's your giant wheel, and it's a wheelchair for one person pulling on it with their arms. Believe believe it or not, it works because of the gear reduction. So this guy's trying to show that he knows the basics, and then he goes into shit like this. Something that flies. Everyone's after it. That's a scientist anyway. He also drew this car up long before they were a fad, before this look was even popular. Let's see. Okay, I want to show you. There's another one, pardon me. Is it this one? I'm trying to find the cover because you're going to be amazed. The size of the book, would you think it's like a 12 by 12, 12 by 8 inch, couple inches thick, right?
Yeah.
I believe it's 1 inch by 1 inch. Yeah, it's no larger than 2.5 by 2.5 for sure, with those depictions in it. You find that impressive?
So,
When you start predicting the future and you see things that don't exist yet, in other words, no scientist has found that plant per se, and then all of a sudden a dude draws plants that don't exist and then they start showing up, you kind of have to give a little bit of attention to the guy, right?
oh, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, and you know what? I probably have to go in about 20, 25 minutes.
I know, I was just thinking that. Here, I'm
So
going to wrap
just
it
a
right
fair
now.
warning or whatever, but
I'm going to wrap it right now, brother. I was hoping to find the picture of one of these. I thought it was at the top of the actual book. Believe it or not, the manuscript was bought at a secondhand bookstore for literally nothing. It was thought to be a fraud, and anyway, they went and perceive it now. A few of the pictures, you should go through these. It's on the gold mine in these codexes if you get a chance. It shows animals, things that don't exist, stuff like that. That's interesting. Here,
yeah,
let's
I'll check
see.
that out. The Vonage, man. I don't know how you say that out loud. The
It's
Vonage.
it's it's in the gold mine file under codexes. Now here's another dealie. This is, you were asking me about maps before. This is the bottom of the ocean. This is all cave systems underneath where this is lifted. This is mountain systems going through here, just like the Colorado Rockies go right through me, probably up to you. Underneath this is cave systems for Arcella, entrances all the way around. See if I got some better pictures. This is Lake Baikal satellite pictures. Look at how dirty that is in Russia. Remember how Putin's invading?
Yeah.
This was the cleanest water supply on the planet. Look at it. You can't even see through it. You used to be able to go there and you could literally bottle it and sell it as purified water.
Oh, it's
You
terrible.
no longer can do that. So when I get satellite pictures, these are the kind that they look like, just so you understand. Oops. Let's get out of this. I know you got to get going here. Let me see if there's anything else interesting in here.
Oh yeah, I just I ran out of data here, but I'm back on my other
Okay.
camera here too.
Do you need to get going right now?
No, I got about
Okay.
20 minutes.
Okay. Let me see if there was anything else. I know I skipped a couple of things here. I thought I hit this one. Let's see. Yeah, I think I hit this one. Wish I erased all those dead animals. My God. Okay, mushrooms. Hey, let's talk about mushrooms real quick. Okay, so it's in all the pictures of Jesus and stuff, right? But do these look like regular mushrooms to you?
Yeah, well,
We don't have these on Earth. There's a whole, I've got probably 50 plus pictures of this, plus the other scientists each have a bunch of pictures of the same thing. Mushrooms with Jesus, mushrooms with um, the dragon era of, when they had Vikings and stuff, and they were attacking the fortresses. So we find these mushrooms everywhere. And what they told us was in space. You remember my buddy that sued NASA for bacteria?
right. The
Okay,
bacteria on that.
yeah. NASA quietly came forward 2 years ago. It didn't make it that far in the media and said, yes, bacteria is growing inside and outside. And that's what our cells eat. Now, what can you grow with bacteria that's the simplest form of food for humans and animals?
Yeah, mushroom.
Mushrooms. On a planet that's desolate like Mars, what would be the first thing that would show up when life was coming back? Mushrooms. What's
Hmm.
all over Mars? Mushrooms.
Yeah, hey, I've seen pictures like that.
I know, I've got them somewhere in here. I know it's in this file. Let's see here. Just in case I didn't mention this, in South America, we weighed a body at the time of death and we had a 3 to 4 pound discrepancy.
Yeah, look at that. That's your camera.
This is somebody else's, thank God. Watch this. I thought that this was horse shit, but we have the same thing on our camera system when we weighed somebody at the time of death. This is what your infrared will pick up, right? Let me
That's a soul.
see. Let's see if I can. I don't have it here. I have another picture somewhere. It matches. And what I did was, maybe it's before it. No, it's not there. Anyway, this is what the Mr. Putin just destroyed. If you drain that largest lake in Russia, this is what it looks like where the Arcellos live.
Jeez.
And that it's so beautiful to dive there. Oh, here we go. This is that video of the soul going by. If you modify it, you see this. This is the metal wrought iron. You'll see stuff growing on it all of a sudden. And then this takes on a whole different character. Well, it turns out that's their esoteric plane. When they come over somehow, just like this, when they show up, if you have the right camera system, you can see this, and it looks like, just so you know, lava. There's little holes in it. It's really weird, like a bacteria rock, and it's everywhere. And the scientists were asking me to come up with a hypothesis. And I said, I've talked to the natives, and they're saying that we live in the same plane. In other words, esoteric plane. And if that's the case, this picture's proving that from this video.
Interesting.
And according to many, many religions, I mean, even Christianity, you've got heaven and hell. That gives us three planes where we're at and the other two.
Yeah.
So everybody's got some type of multiverse theory. Let's go back to here. I think I hit the only one I missed was I blew through a bunch of them in the beginning, but I forget the file. I know I hit this. These are just some of my favorites. I mean, this is just, look, the deities taught how to build the pyramids, okay? They didn't turn them into slaves like everybody thought. They worked with them, and written all over the pyramid walls clearly is how to live life, how to develop wheat, how to survive storms, how to survive our cellas, how to understand them, how to appreciate animals. They didn't write up there, build a fucking nuclear bomb and then continue to do so until there's so many of them, we destroy the planet. They did stuff like this. They used Mother Earth and built dwellings. I think this is what pictures like this were supposed to teach us. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to go move into a cave with no internet connection, no clothing, no wash machine. I'm not an animal. However, I think we went in the wrong direction.
Right.
In other words, a pyramid, if you or I bought one, it lasts a lifetime. In other words, like when you die, you don't have to worry about changing the roof and shit. You know what I mean? You're just changing ownership. But these pictures here clearly show that when you get the data, you get these little radar antenna on top of the heads, and some of them have globes from the data. It's two different esoteric planing deals, basically. It's a lot more than two. I spoke on some spiritual channel. I forget where in the fuck I was. One was South America. They kept asking me about spirituality, and basically this is what it teaches you about each other is the easiest thing. In other words, since we're all different, if you just talk to everybody else, you can learn the majority of this data, but they just felt it was more imperative. Look, shaman do medicine when their people get injured. You know, like if somebody gets shot or something like that, and they put stuff that's medical plants that we have scientifically broken down and come up with the chemicals for it. And it turns out to be, you know, the same shit we're using for aspirin and all that other shit.
Right.
You know, it's what they've been doing has been given to them a long time ago, in my opinion. Anyway, my grandpa gave me a code. He was a concentration camp survivor. He got punished. He got sent over to Russian retraining camp. And then they sent him back to, forget what it's called, Siberian retraining, and then back to the concentration camp. And he taught them how to talk to each other without using their voices, basically.
Oh.
And that code is the same thing that black little animal with the LEDs is displaying. It's the same code they're using. The guy that I just showed you with that advanced codex, it's an advanced version of that. He ripped it off from the Indians, by the way, just so you know. He didn't rip it off. It was given to him. All right. Somehow, I'm back to my main screen and I've lost everything.
Oh.
All right. You got to pick up the old lady, brother.
Yeah, right on.
Was any of it any good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We should do it again sometime.
I'm ready whenever you are, brother. You let me know.
Yeah, maybe next weekend. Probably like the weekends work best for me. So next weekend, I'll talk to you and I'll send you a message ahead of time.
Sounds great, brother.
All right. Well, have a good one. Have a good day.
Right. Thanks. You too, man.
See you later. Bye.